If you told me in the beginning of the season that Man United will be 16th and Spurs will be 17th, but they will still be in the Europa League final, I would honestly not believe you. I would actually slap you in the face. The Europa League final could be believable, but the fact that Man United is 16th and Spurs is 17th and somehow they're in the Europa League final, how does that even happen? Spurs versus Man United is an all-time final. Not for the good reasons. It's honestly mostly for the bad reasons, because it's legit. It's like two clowns fighting in a circus. That's what this final is. But at the end of the day, I give credit to both teams, because a horrible season. A horrible season. One of the worst, probably the worst of their club's histories, respectively. They're both in the final fighting for European trophy. And honestly, for me, it's more important for Spurs. Man United, yes, it's been a horrible season, and honestly for them to win the Europa League, it would help them out a lot, because UCL is going to attract a lot of players, but Spurs need this. Like, they need this. I'm not even lying, they need this. Like, legit, since 2008 they haven't won a trophy, and the whole time they've been labeled as chokers. For Spurs, they need this. I'm not saying Man United doesn't need this either, because they need it badly as well. So that's why this final, low-key, it's super exciting. It's super exciting. When I look from a far view, I didn't expect this final. Looking at the bracket, I thought Spurs or Man United somewhere here along the way are going to choke. There's no way both of them end up in the final. That's what I thought, truly. I didn't think both of them would make it to the final. I thought for Man United, I thought Lyon or Bilbao would beat them. Lyon came close. Bilbao, horrible. And huge credit to Man United, because they absolutely shut down Bilbao, who have been one of the best teams in La Liga. For Spurs, on the other hand, I thought, in the Europa League, they were very good. They were very good. They had an easier run, I would say, but they just handled their business so effectively, and they got to the final so easily. And huge credit to them. They dealt with a lot of injuries as well, but overall, it's not an excuse. You can't make an excuse for both these teams, because, again, the seasons they've had are horrible. And Man United have won Europa League before. They have Europa League experience in the past. I believe in 2020, if I'm not wrong, or if it's 2021, they lost to Villarreal on penalties in the Europa League final. So they have had a lot of experience in Europe. Spurs, on the other hand, I don't think they've been relevant since that UCL final in Europe, and now they're in another final. And listen, I think Spurs will go into this game with a lot of nerves, a lot more nerves than Man United players. Man United have done this before. They've won the FA Cup last year. They won the Carabao Cup 2 years ago. They've won trophies, and yes, this trophy will help aid a bad season. But for Spurs, oh my, like, they're having the worst season ever, but also they're lacking trophy. They're lacking some silverware, and they haven't won it in ages. A lot of new fans probably have never seen Spurs win a trophy, and they've always been on the end of jokes. So I think for them, it's going to be a lot of nerves. I mean, there's some interesting storylines in this match. For example, Son, he's looking to win his first trophy ever. Kane finally won a trophy, and I think it'd be quite poetic if Son wins one. And I think this game is a huge game, legacy game for him. He's obviously a Spurs legend. There's no doubt about that. Anything could happen in this game, and Son will end up a Spurs legend. But this game is a legacy. It's a huge legacy game for him. If he wins the game, he goes down even as a bigger legend. And a lot of people might question, I don't know, if Son wins a trophy for Tottenham, a Europa League trophy, they might question whether he's a bigger legend than Kane, in my opinion. I don't know if Spurs fans feel the same way, but I think that could be a conversation for sure. And overall, historically, Man United, they have dominated this fixture. 40 wins. They have 40 wins over Tottenham, while Tottenham has 14. But this season, as I said, this season's been weird. It's been a whole different story, and Tottenham have won all encounters against Man United. That is something important to take. Yes, this is a final, it's different, but Spurs have beaten Man United in all the games so far this season. Let's go over a preview of what both teams could line up with. Man United do have a lot of injuries. Xerxes is back. Apparently, I don't think he's going to play much, but the fact he's coming back off a hamstring injury just 1 month ago, it shows how bad Haaland is. It just shows how bad Haaland is, and the fact they don't trust him at all. I'm surprised that they keep going with Haaland. I'm really shocked about that. I would have thought maybe there's different options at this point of the season, but no, they're going strong with Haaland, and we'll see if this game it will cost them or benefit them. Honestly, we'll see, because if Haaland scores in this Europa League final and he's the match winner, everything we said about Haaland honestly can go down the bin. It can go down the bin. Like, it doesn't even matter, because this guy, if he wins the Europa League trophy, it doesn't matter if he leaves after the season. It's bittersweet. It has a nice ending to it, maybe. But yeah, after this, I don't see Haaland becoming starting striker for Man United. He's not starting striker quality, and I think they'll go after the striker. But as I said, it's a huge game for him. It's a huge game for Haaland, who this season, horrible. As I said, he is one of the worst strikers in the Premier League. His record in the Europa League doesn't look too bad, but 4 goals in 31 games in the Premier League. Yeah, man, that's not great. The guy has a horrible first touch as well. Just his style of play, I don't like the way Haaland plays. I'll be honest. But at this point, they have to go with him. The main man for Man United is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes will be massive in this game, and if there's one guy who can win the game for Man United, it is Bruno Fernandes. He can win the game for Man United for sure, and I think he will have help because Ahmad coming back as well, huge boost. And honestly, I think the issue with Man United is, although yes, the defense has some depth to it, but it looks like Lindelof might start that game, and if he does, I don't know. I'm not really trusting that defense, especially Onana. Like, I'm not trusting Onana at all. So when it comes to that, I think Spurs have the upper hand. Spurs defense, I mean, it's not like they're any better. They're 17th, bro. They're 17th. But in a final like this, to me, a guy like Christian Romero, who's been in finals countless times for Argentina in huge games, he knows how to play in these type of games. And I think he will be very key to this Spurs team. A guy like Dominic Solanke will be key as well. Van de Ven, let's see what he can bring. He's, to me, a Rolls-Royce center back, but unfortunately injuries sometimes, derail his season. But when I look at the Spurs team, in theory, they should have more balance than Man United. They should. And also the fact that Maddison might not be playing is not great, but that midfield might have some balance to it, right? You got Papa Sarr, you got Bentancur, you got Basuma, a very hard-nosed midfield, and those guys are going to win a lot of tackles. And in a game like a final, those guys might eat you alive, the way with their energy and everything. So I'll be honest, here's my prediction, right? I think Spurs will break the curse. I think Spurs will win a trophy finally, their first trophy in 17 years. I think they will break the curse. This season overall has been weird. You got teams like Crystal Palace winning the trophy. You got Kane finally winning the trophy. This season overall has been weird. So it's not gonna be a massive surprise if Spurs end up winning. And here's how I think the game will go. I think Man United, although yes, I said Spurs are gonna come out a bit shaky. I think both teams will come out shaky in the beginning. They will both be shaky, but I just think Ange has had more experience with this Tottenham team. He knows them in and out. Amram, who apparently was rumored that he was going to leave in January. He wanted to leave. He wanted to resign, but they convinced him to stay. Honestly, I'm not saying Ange is a better coach than Amram. I'm not saying that, but Ange just knows the team a lot more. He knows his players a lot more. I look at someone like Son, who's coming off injury, but he's also very well rested. I think in a game like this, he could go off. So here's my prediction. I think Man United will actually score first. I think Bruno will score from a penalty. That's my prediction. And then, second half, everything will flip. I think Spurs, second half, will completely figure out Man United. Man United will completely crumble, and the game ends 3-1 to Spurs. That is my prediction. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think will win? Again, this is the craziest final maybe I've seen. Like, two teams that are horrible. Imagine, let me put this into context. Imagine in La Liga, the 17th and 16th side go in the Europa League final. That would sound crazy as well. The only thing here is, these are two historic clubs. Whether you want to admit it or not, Spurs is historic, and they find a way. They always find a way to somehow have success, and we'll see who can aid this horrible season. We'll see. There's a lot on the line for both coaches. That's another thing as well, because if Man United lose, some people might want Amram out. That's the truth. But if Ange loses, hey, I think it's game over. Even if he wins, I think it might be game over and they might sack him. But my final predictions are Spurs 3, Man United 1. As always, like and subscribe. Let me know your predictions in the comments below, and hope you guys had a good day, and peace out.